Welcome to the Baboom Baboom podcast, your go-to source for expert tips on car stereo installation, vehicle wiring, and all things wiring related. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting started, we've got the advice to help you power up your ride. Get ready to crank up the volume on your knowledge and make your next wiring project a success.
All right, so picture this. You're cruising down the road, your favorite tune is cranked up, that bass drops in,
Oh, yeah.
and suddenly it's like a rave in your headlights.
Yeah, I've been there.
Right? Like, what just happened? It's like our car batteries just can't quite keep up with our need for bass, you know?
It's a pretty common problem, actually. Happens a lot, especially with audio systems that, they're packing a punch.
And that's where I hear these things called capacitors come in, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So today we are diving deep, all about capacitors, how they can take our car audio, especially the bass, to a whole new level.
Right.
And our main source material today, an article from Baboom Baboom, all about wiring these things up.
It's a good one.
I'm ready to learn.
Okay, well, the article makes a really good point right off the bat. Car batteries, they're great for, starting our engines, no problem there.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the kind of power that a really strong car audio system needs, especially when that bass kicks in,
Yeah.
they just weren't made for that.
So then how does a capacitor, actually fix that? The article uses this phrase, reserve power tank. What does that even mean?
Okay, so imagine this, your car battery, it's like a well, right? Full of water.
Okay.
And then you've got your amp, it's thirsty, wants a huge gulp of power for that bass to really make it hit.
Right.
That's like trying to fill up a whole bathtub all at once from that well.
Oh, okay.
You have some problems, right? Sputtering, maybe even the lights start dimming. That's the well saying, whoa, hold on, I can't keep up.
I gotcha.
Now, capacitor, that's like having a whole reservoir hooked right up to that well, full of water.
Makes sense.
It's like readily available energy, just waiting. So when the amp needs it, boom, instant power, no waiting.
So it keeps everything flowing smoothly, even when that bass line gets real demanding.
Exactly.
No more power droughts, music keeps bumping, and my headlights are safe. I like it.
Yeah, it's a good system.
The article actually used a similar analogy. They compared a capacitor to a reservoir for water, with the water representing the electricity, of course.
Yeah, that's a good way to visualize it.
So on to the next thing. How do we know what size we need? I've seen this word farad thrown around. Is that how they size these things?
That's exactly it. Farads, it's how much electrical charge a capacitor can hold.
Okay.
And the article gave a pretty handy rule of thumb. For every 1,000 watts of power your amplifier has, you want 1 farad of capacitance.
Makes sense.
So bigger amp, bigger capacitor, got to match those up.
All right, so let's say I've figured out what size I need. I've got my capacitor. What about installation? Is it something I can tackle myself, or am I looking at calling in a professional?
The article does a good job laying out how to wire a capacitor.
Right.
But they're really clear that getting it installed right, it's super important, not just for the best sound, but for safety, too.
Okay.
It's not like just plugging in a lamp. You're messing with some serious electrical juice here.
Yeah, they definitely had a don't fry yourself kind of tone, which I appreciate. They were really big on making sure you charge the capacitor before you hook it up. Why is that step so vital?
Think of it like you wouldn't plug in a completely dead phone to one of those super fast chargers, right?
Probably not a good idea.
Same idea here. That capacitor, it needs to be charged up a little at a time to match your car's system before you connect it.
Okay.
Otherwise, you can mess up your sound system, or worse.
Noted. Safety first, charge that capacitor.
Exactly.
They also mentioned making sure you're using the right wire thickness. They called it gauge, I think.
Yeah, gauge.
Why is that such a big deal?
It's all about keeping that power flowing smoothly. Think of it this way. You wouldn't try to water your whole garden with one of those tiny little straws, right?
No, that would take forever.
Exactly. Using the wrong gauge wire, it's like doing just that. It chokes off the flow of energy so your capacitor can't do its job.
So we need a pipe wide enough to handle all that power.
Yep.
Got it.
And then there's grounding.
Oh, yeah, the article was really insistent about getting the grounding right.
And for good reason.
What's the deal with that?
A bad ground connection is like having a leaky pipe. You lose power, and you might even get some unwanted noise in your system.
Like a buzzing sound.
Exactly.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, nobody wants that. Solid ground connection, that makes sure your capacitor can work its magic, give you that clean, powerful bass you're after.
No buzzy bass lines allowed. It seems like a boom, ba boom really wants to make sure we get these basics down.
Need top-quality electrical wire? Baboom's got you covered. Get your 6-pack today. Each combo comes in 6 different colors and a total of 600 feet of wire. Perfect for any project, and you won't find a better price in the industry. Head over to baboom.com now to snag yours. That's baboom.com.
And they should. It's important.
Yeah, totally.
This isn't just like some technical stuff. It's fundamental to getting the most out of that capacitor and making sure your whole system's running right safely.
Right, right. So we've covered why someone might want a capacitor and how to get one set up properly.
Right.
But there's a question that I'm kind of stuck on, and I bet I'm not the only one. So do capacitors actually make your music sound better? Or are they just there to keep my headlights from throwing a disco party every time the bass drops?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the article does a great job of tackling this common misconception. It's not as simple as saying a capacitor magically transforms your car into a concert hall. The real magic, if you will, is in the power regulation.
So it's not like swapping out old speakers for high-end ones. It's more of a behind-the-scenes improvement.
Exactly. Think about it like this. You wouldn't expect a marathon runner to perform their best on an empty stomach, right? They need a consistent supply of energy to keep going. Similarly, your amplifier needs that steady flow of power to accurately reproduce all the nuances of your music, especially those demanding bass frequencies.
I'm starting to see the connection. So are you saying that without a capacitor, my amp is basically running on fumes, especially during those bass-heavy tracks?
Precisely. When that bass drops and your amp tries to draw a surge of power, it's like hitting a wall if your electrical system can't keep up. You get distortion, weak bass, and that dreaded dimming of lights. The capacitor ensures your amplifier has the instant energy reserves it needs to handle those demanding passages without breaking a sweat.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. So it's not about adding some magical audiophile effect. It's about preventing those dips in power that compromise sound quality.
You got it. A capacitor allows your amplifier to operate at its full potential, delivering a cleaner, more accurate representation of the music. The bass is more defined, the overall soundstage opens up, and you experience the music as it was meant to be heard.
Music to my ears, literally. Speaking of getting the most out of our audio systems, the article mentioned that capacitors aren't a magic fix for a fundamentally underpowered electrical system. What did they mean by that?
It's a great point. Let's go back to that reservoir analogy. Imagine your reservoir is tiny, but you're trying to power a fire hose. No matter how quickly you try to refill it, it's not going to keep up.
So if my car's battery and alternator are already struggling to keep up with my sound system's demands, a capacitor alone won't solve the problem.
Exactly. It might help alleviate the symptoms to some extent, but you might need to consider upgrading your car's electrical system too.
Like upgrading to a bigger well to support that fire hose of power.
Precisely. It's all about finding the right balance for your specific setup. The article actually had some helpful visuals showcasing different capacitor wiring kits and recommendations for different system configurations.
Oh, yeah. I saw those featured collection images. They looked super helpful, especially for visualizing everything we've been talking about.
Visuals always make a difference.
So like capacitors, they're like the unsung heroes, right?
Yeah, kind of like they're backstage making sure the whole show runs smoothly.
Yeah, they're not the main act, but you definitely need them.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so last question before we wrap things up here, and I bet a lot of people are wondering this. How do I know if a capacitor is like the right move for my car audio setup? Like, what should I be looking for?
That's where it gets really interesting.
Yeah.
You know, it all comes down to like how you listen to music in your car and what your car's electrical system can actually handle.
Okay.
If you're the kind of person who, like, they're really pushing their system, especially with the bass-heavy stuff, and you've noticed those little signs, the lights dimming, maybe a little distortion,
Yeah.
that a capacitor, that could be a game changer for you.
You know, now that you mention it, I was driving with a friend a while back. They had this amazing sound system in their car.
Oh, yeah.
And the bass was so clean, so deep, I swear I could feel it in my chest.
Nice.
I bet they had a capacitor doing its thing under the hood.
Probably. They probably did. Capacitors can make a real difference, especially for that powerful, clear bass.
It's like night and day, huh?
Absolutely. It's like the difference between listening to a recording and being right there at a live show.
All right, you've convinced me I'm going to have to look into getting one for myself.
Yeah.
So today we covered a lot.
We did.
Like why our headlights dim when that bass drops, how capacitors are like little power backups to keep everything smooth.
It's all about that consistent power.
Exactly. And most importantly, that a capacitor, it's not just some random add-on, it's like a strategic upgrade. It can really up your audio game, especially if you're all about that clean, powerful bass.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It's been very educational, to say the least.
Good. Okay.
I'm ready to take my car audio to the next level.
There you go. Another deep dive, done and dusted. Hopefully you learned something new, got you thinking about those upgrades.
Yeah, for now.
And maybe even sparked a little craving for some seriously smooth bass.
Absolutely. Until next time, everyone, keep those speakers pumping.
And those headlights steady.
See you next time.
Need top-quality electrical wire? Baboom's got you covered. Get your 6-pack today. Each combo comes in 6 different colors and a total of 600 feet of wire. Perfect for any project, and you won't find a better price in the industry. Head over to baboom.com now to snag yours. That's baboom.com.